Okay, YouTube. This is a Ruckus Bringer channel first. I've never did any type of gaming videos, but this is a Star Trek Attack Wing. This is not a review. So if you're coming to this channel for a review, I apologize. I've only played this game a couple times, but I came up with this couple of different ideas to change the game a little bit. People may have already done this, I don't know, or had this idea, but I discovered these pegs, and I was reading through the rule book and what they're for. And what they're for is when you're playing along, and I'm assuming you guys already know how to play, so I'm just gonna go into this. When you're playing along, and you got your maneuver dial, and you're doing your maneuvers, and you get to the point where the end of your move here, let's say, let's do a longer one here. We'll do a 2. The end of your move here ends up to where the bases aren't going to touch. There's certain rules for that too. I believe you have to go back to where it's not going to collide or whatever. So say she puts in her dial and she's going to move like this, so she ends up ending her turn to where these miniatures are going to collide. So not the bases are going to collide, but the miniatures hang over the base, some more than others. So what you do is you just drop one of these pegs to basically avoid that from happening. So there you go. So now it doesn't hit now, as you see. So you could be pretty close to the base, and now they don't hit. So that's what those pegs are for. I was inspired by the Wrath of Khan when Admiral Kirk at the time decided to use, when he was fighting Khan, and he was in the Enterprise and Khan was in the Reliant, and they were in a nebula. And Spock makes a statement where Khan's very good, but he's using two-dimensional thinking. That gives Admiral Kirk an idea to drop down, so using that three-dimensional plane, so basically the z-axis. So I say down, there's no up or down in space, but they were on their own plane they were fighting in, so if they were sideways or whatever, whatever plane, he was in the downward direction. And when Khan flew over him, Kirk popped up and saw him and blew him away. So with that idea, I was very inspired by these pegs. I said, hey, these pegs already come with the game. I'm probably gonna have to order some extra ones, or I hope I can get some extra ones somewhere. That'd be really cool, because now what I was thinking was of adding that three-dimensional layer there. So basically you'd have your pegs, and when you want to, oops, I screwed up there. When you want to move, you can actually move up and down now in the change rule. So basically you have these pegs, maybe you could glue them together or whatever, and you'd have them for each ship, of course. And you could have a limit too. You could have like this will be level 1 or level 0 rather. Let's just say level 0, and then 2 pegs will be level 1, 3, level 2, and 4 pegs will be level 4 or level 3. I'm sorry. So, but what I was going to say was that's going to affect your range. Now, since it's not linear, or it's not like we have a range here, right? And they already have their different die rolls here, so we could use that. So if you're at level 1, your range is going to decrease down by 1. So basically, so if you're coming along, and say the Enterprise is here, the Romulan ship, the Derridix, is here. You're obviously within range, if you're on level 0, you're on the same plane. If you go up, a level. Okay, let's drop this in there. So now you're at level 2, or level 1. I keep saying level 1 and 2. Let's say level 0, and now you're at level 1, right? So now the range is decreased. Now you're asking yourself, well, what's the point of that if you're decreasing your range? Well, I'm going to add a little thing in there for you. It changes your cross section. So basically, when you're on the same level, your same plane or whatever, okay, your cross section is different. So as you approach, if you want to raise up, you can actually decrease your range, but you increase your cross section, so your chances of hitting. So it would actually be kind of opposite of this, I guess you could say. You could say instead of increasing your attack die, oh, you could increase your attack die in the 2 range now. So if you're at level 2, or I keep saying 2, if you're at level 1, you reduced your distance, okay, but now you've increased your die roll, I think, is the way we could do it. So basically, you can't reach now that you're at this level 2. We're gonna just use this as an example. Can she reach at level 2? And you can do a couple different variants. You could say, okay, let's not measure from base to base now, because now we're in the air. But that might confuse things. It's up to you guys how you want to do that. I'll leave it up to you. But you could do it this way, where instead of measure from the base now, you still use the same sideways arcs or the same base arc, but now just go from the center post at that level, and you could go okay, well, you know, the ship is now what because since we're talking about the cross section of the ship, so actually she's within range right now at this new level. If you want, you guys could say, okay, since range is reduced to 2 and there's no advantage or disadvantage here, we're going to say, okay, it's still a hit, but it did reduce the range. Okay, and the same thing with the Enterprise. The Enterprise, if you're shooting up, it's the same thing. So someone's here and they're up, your range has been reduced. But you could do it the opposite way, to where when you're shooting up, you're gonna measure from the tip of the very tip of your model, and then I guess you could go to the bottom like this, and there you go. So they could still hit. The advantage and disadvantage, I mean, like I said, each ship has a different cross section, and you're actually touching the model. So again, if she was chasing, let's do this. She's gonna measure here. She's gonna measure up to the 2 point, right? So 2 point you can reach. If you spin this around, maybe she can't reach the back, right? Same thing. So any part of the ship, yeah, actually she can hit still, but barely. Just the back quarter there. But you know, and the Enterprise does have a reverse. If they have a special thing, they do have a reverse arc, so that could work in their favor against them. But like I said, you know, so the next level would be that's level 1. Next level will be level 2. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, there's level 2. Whoops. So here you go. So now level 2, you're reduced even more. I may have did that wrong, but level 0, you get full length. Level 1, you're at half length. There you go. So we could do it that way. Level 1, you're here. Level 2, now you're reduced quite a bit. So now we're just gonna have this So yeah, she can't even reach, see? She's way out of range. So yeah, and then level 4, you're basically gonna have to be over the person to shoot them. So if you're like this, but you'll have full cross-sectional advantage. So that's actually a good idea. So this, you actually throw the range marker out the window. This, if you're at level 4, or excuse me, level 3, I keep saying 4, but 4 pegs up, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you're at level 3 height, no one can, and no one's up there. You can't be shot at unless someone is directly under you. Okay, but that could be a very devastating shot. So basically, the fire arc is still good, or the cross section there, but it could get you out of trouble. And then I didn't even talk about the movement. The movement's pretty simple. Basically, the movement is if you're gonna do a 2 on your dial here, okay, let's say she wants to do a 2 forward, so 2 forward, and no red maneuvers at all with the movement up and down. It's too stressful for the aircraft or the starship. So okay, she wants to do a level 2, right? And she's chasing the Enterprise. Obviously, she would want to stay on this plane, but let's say she's worried about that back arc hitting her. Don't know what cards he has or whatever. So she's like, "Crap, what do I do?" So let me go and try to get an advantage and get above, so I can get a nice shot, from down on the Enterprise from above. So say she does a 2. Let's do it crazier. Let's say she's gonna do a 3. Okay. So she's gonna do a 3. She wants to go up as quick as possible. So she's gonna do 1 forward and 2 up. So here's your 1 forward. You can put that down, and then she's gonna move up 2 levels, right? So here you go. So she's going up 2 levels. So now she's at 0, 1, 2. She's actually at level 2. So she went from 0 to 2, right? But then she moves forward here. So she's slowed down her approach speed. She's reduced her range, but she's also reduced his range too. And remember, the Enterprise can go backwards too. I think that the Enterprise can go backwards. So this could get really, really crazy when playing this type of way. Yeah, the Enterprise can go backwards, red maneuver backwards too. And if he has a really bad weapon, a really good weapon, he could do some serious damage to that Romulan ship. So she may have made a mistake by doing that instead of just shooting him, but that's the cool part about it, is that's your maneuver. So now, maybe he went out here, he was like, screw this, I'm getting away from her. And she's like, I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe he's moving in to attack. And she's like, you know what? I want to move up another level and get the heck out of here and kind of get out of harm's way. So you got, 0, 1, 2. She's going to move up another level. On her maneuver dial, she's going to say, you know what? I want to do a hard 3. And I want to move up a level, okay? A hard 3 would actually be a hard 2 because she wants to go up a level. So she wants to do this because she's basically exposing her back to him, but she wants to go up a level. So there's another peg here. And this is like I said, so you got 0, 1, 2, 3. So she's at level 3 now. Level 3 is she's out of harm's way. Okay, and she moved 2 like this. So now she's kind of in the clear. And this guy, even if he moves, look at how far he has to go. Even if he moves at his max speed, which I don't know what his is. His max speed, if he wanted to, he could move a 4. A 4, I don't know, maybe he can even move farther, I don't know. Let's see. Let's just say I think he can only move 4. Yeah, so see, that was a smart move. Because now he can only go 4, right? So here's 4. So 4, yeah, he's not even in range. Look at that. He's nowhere near her. Now, if she was at any other level below that, he may have a chance. But now, look, he went 4 across the board. And now can he go up too? Absolutely. And you could have a battle on the different planes, and Enterprise could be completely safe, could be setting up his shot. Maybe he's coming up to level, or whatever. Obviously, if the ships are moving around up on a level, you want to come up to meet them. But it definitely changes the taxes of the game, I think. And the whole cross section thing. Obviously, you would, if you're attacking, let's say your cross section, you're attacking, right? Let's say they're let's say they are close like this. And now any part is, they both can attack each other, but now the cross section is just huge cross section. So you roll your dice, and let's say, I don't know, they could be different for each ship. I don't know. You could set it up, but you could say, okay, well, since the cross section is so good, maybe all critical hits turn into, well, if you do a crit, let's say if you're in a cross section, you do 2 crits. So you can change one of your crits, and this was without sensor lock or any of that. So that would definitely add a lot more craziness to the game. And if the ship has a bigger cross section, you're gonna get to that section a lot easier, So I don't know. Or you may even say the cross section doesn't affect until the shields go down. I don't know, but whatever. However you guys want to do it, it just adds a different dimension to the game, I think. And my other idea was the planet thing. If you have a 2-dimensional planet, obviously if you have a 3-dimensional planet, that 3-dimensional plane would definitely play a role in that 3-dimensional planet. If you had an object that was 3-dimensional, you could go up and down and maybe all around, I don't know. But if it's just a 2-dimensional plane, my other idea was just, obviously these can't see each other when they're around the planets or the planet, but if one goes into the orbit of the planet like this, then they can see each other. Or if they're both in there, they can see. So basically, both out, it becomes a solid object. They can't see around it. And it's still a solid object, but now when you're in orbit, you're going around the planet, you're close to the planet, you're vulnerable, but you can also shoot out too. And then same thing when you're both in there. So, and like I said, that the whole 3-dimensional plane thing, or the whole, that would factor in too in the same thing. So, thanks for watching. Sorry for all the confusion there, but I just wanted to get this out on YouTube. And somebody may have already done this. I don't know. And like I said, you could color code these to make it easier to show what level you're at, so you don't have to count them every time. So you can make green, yellow, and red if you wanted. So green is level 1, yellow is level 2, level 3 you're basically in the red zone as far as you're out of, or you could do it opposite, red, yellow, green, I guess. However you want to do it. But anyways, thanks for watching.